Hello and welcome to Weide-Market by Weide-Market. In my last video I covered the topic of how do I start investing as a South African, and I shared some ideas about where to start and how to fund your real account on the EasyEquities platform. And as a result of that video, it came up that people still want to know what to invest in. How do you select which ETFs, ETNs, baskets, bundles, or any of these kind of options do you actually start investing in? Now, I'm not a financial advisor and I cannot tell you and I will not tell you what companies to invest in. What I'd like to share is ideas of how to find out for yourself which companies and which ETFs or ETNs fit your profile. But before we go any further, I'd like to say that we should cover some basic terms and definitions first. So the first thing is to clarify what a stock or equity is. That simply means that you own a slice of a company. A bond is where you lend money to a company or to a government entity. An index is a list of stocks. An ETF is an equity trading fund. And this simply means that it's a basket of stocks and typically are index tracking funds. A mutual fund, again, is a basket of stocks. Portfolio is what you're investing in or have invested in. Expense ratio is the cost of investing. Dividend is money you receive for being an investor in a company that do profit sharing or pay out dividends. An ETN is exchange traded notes. ETNs are similar to ETFs and they track indices, but ETNs don't actually hold any securities like in the case of ETFs. Also on the EasyEquities platform you'll see bundles and baskets. Bundles are managed list of stocks and baskets are unmanaged lists of stocks. These bundles and baskets are based on some expert, some guy in the know that goes out and draws up a list of companies to invest in, and this is what the bundle or the basket is made up of. When you invest in bundles or baskets, it is notable to know that there is a small fee, something like 0.5% of your investment, that goes to the guy in the know. In other words, the person who created that basket or bundle, whether it be an individual person or a company, investment broker, or whatever the case may be, but they are people that know how to invest and know what to look for in companies to invest in, and they form different types of baskets in different types of sectors of the market or anything like that. It is advised by the EasyEquities blog that beginner investors put their money into baskets or bundles. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a good place to start if you are just getting started and just starting to learn about investments. Because that pretty much means that you copy someone that has already been through the fire or have been in the game of investing for a while. There are also unit trusts available on the EasyEquities platform. I'll go into the EasyEquities app or EasyEquities website a little bit later during this video and just go through some details about how you can find some research and so on, and I suggest you stay to the end for that. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, my last video was about how do you start investing, and in that video I cover how to fund your real account. If you haven't checked that out, I'll leave a link in the description or at the top here where you can go find that video and take a look at that on some of the basics on how to get started as an investor on the EasyEquities platform. In this video, in the rest of this video, we're going to be covering a little bit more about DYOR, do your own research. How do you find this research? Where do you start looking for the research? And what are some of the basic things that I look at when I start doing investments? Once again, as I said at the beginning of this video, I'd like to stress this point that I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a financial qualification of any kind. I'm really only sharing my own experience in my journey, and I hope that this adds value to your journey starting out. On the EasyEquities platform, you can also find a TFSA, which is a tax-free savings account, and I would suggest any beginner investor to put at the maximum amount of money in there that you can, which is 36,000 Rand a year. And that is capped at 500,000 Rand over the lifespan of your investments. This is a good place to start because this gives you a tax break on the investments that you have. You do not pay tax on the growth of that investment, nor do you pay tax on selling that investment back into your pocket. Another way of investing on the EasyEquities platform is EasyProperties, but that I'll cover in another video because there's a lot of detail to be looked at when you consider EasyProperties as an investment option. So as you can see, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things that could potentially present options on investing, and that is why many people get a little bit overwhelmed in terms of starting their investment journey. Like Charles Savage says, Charles Savage is the CEO of Purple Group as well as EasyEquities. He suggests starting with the companies you already know, starting with the Woolworths that you shop at, or starting with the Capitec or the FNB that you bank with. And once you have skin in the game, in other words, you've put some of your own money into an investment, then you're almost compelled to start learning about how that investment works, why the share price goes up and down, and when you should put more money into the companies that you are currently investing in. There are obviously different investment strategies, and I won't get into those kind of details right now. This video is really just the basics of where do you start. Right now, I'd like to go into the EasyEquities app and show you a little bit of the things using my EasyEquities demo ZAR account. So I'm going into my EasyEquities app on my phone, and you can see that there's an EasyEquities ZAR account. You can see that there is a TFSA account, which is your tax-free savings account, and then there's an EasyEquities USD and EasyProperties ZAR. This is what my portfolio looks like at the moment. You can see that there's not a lot happening due to personal circumstances. I've had to cash out my investments. Going down to the demo ZAR and demo USD accounts, you'll see that I've played around quite a bit there. What I'd like to show you though is the different research capabilities that you can find right from the platform. Going back to the different options that are available in terms of investing, and just looking at the portfolio there quickly, but let's go to invest section of the EasyEquities platform. So let's say I want to invest in DYOR. You'll see at the top here, there's top left, you'll see equities, and then you'll see a list of equities, and they're split into categories of all, the top 40, vehicles and parts, banks, beverages, that'll be AB, InBev and Distel. Chemicals would be your AECI, Omnia and Sasol. Then as you go to the right of the screen, you'll see there's an option for ETFs. ETFs is split into risk, low risk, conservative, moderate, moderate regressive, or aggressive. At this point, I'd like to tell you and encourage you to determine your risk profile before you start investing. On the EasyEquities platform, there is a section where you can go do a questionnaire, fill out a couple of simple questions. It will take you a couple of minutes, and that'll give you what your risk profile is. Try to avoid things that are riskier than what your risk profile is, but go look at all the things that fall under what your risk profile allows. Regardless of what your risk profile is, You need to diversify in terms of low risk investments as well as high risk investments, and depending on your profile you'll have less or more risky a percentage of your investments. Getting back to the app, we're looking at ETFs, equity trading funds, and like I was saying, there are different types. ETNs, equity trading notes. You'll see that there's different options here. What else is there that's interesting? There's a First Rand Berkshire Hathaway. For those that don't know, Berkshire is Warren Buffett's investment company. Then you'll see there is a crypto option, so you can select under the EC10, which is an index of funds. And let's go into that quickly in terms of looking at the research of an investment that you're considering. If you want to go into the EC10, we'll go there and you'll see the selling price, the buying price. Right now you can see that there's a decline in the price, and obviously crypto and Bitcoin and these kind of things have been in the news for the dip that it's been having the last couple of months. In the last month there's been a decline of minus 14.18%. The 1 month view is the standard view for this graph, but you can see at the bottom here there's a 3 month, 6 month and 1 year option. Interesting here is that if you look at the 1 year graph, there's been a 245.26% increase in the share price from what it was in June 2020, 20 Rand 78 to 73 Rand 40 at the moment. Even though there has been a big dip in the last 2 months, it's still higher than it was a year ago, and you still would have had a 245% increase in investment. Now it's important to note that EC10 is a bundle of the top 10 crypto assets, and if you want more information you go further down and you'll see that the underlying investments is Bitcoin at a 60% weighting, Ethereum at a 21% or 22% almost weighting, Binance Coin, Cardano, Dogecoin, Ripple, Polkadot, Uniswap, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, and the percentages here on the right hand side of how much part they form of this index. At the bottom here as well, and we'll go into some others as well, you'll see here a risk disclaimer. Before investing in any crypto asset, ensure that you have considered the following questions. Am I comfortable with the level of risk? Do I understand the investment being offered? Am I protected if things go wrong? Are my investments regulated? Should I get finance advice? And this really goes for any investment you get into. Make sure you understand the investment that you buy shares in, buy stock in. If you put it into an ETF or an ETN, understand what it means and what it is made up of before you put money in it. The moment you put money in it, that's in the market, and you need to wait for it to return profits. If we go back to what is available on the platform, you'll see that there are baskets and different types of baskets there, and then there are bundles. The bundles are interesting as well, as you can see that there are different risk portfolios that are assigned to different of these different bundles on the platform. What I'd also like to show you quickly is if we go back to my demo portfolio and we look at my current holdings or my portfolio, you can see that I have selected different things, diversifying into different sectors. For example, let's look at NASPERS, which is a massive company. So once again, the current profit that NASPERS is showing from when I bought into it is minus 5.58%, or a dip of 5.58% since I last put money into it. The last month, once again, as you can see the default view, in the last month there's been a dip of 2.5%. If we go 1 year ago, we're still lower than what it was a year ago. If we go max though, you'll see that there's still an increase of 181% since May 2014. And this really shows again that if you hold long term in a company that is profitable and is growing, you will get a return on your investment. This is why it is so important to do your own research and decide for yourself whether the price you are paying is a fair price, number one, and number two, if this company that you're investing in actually has future growth potential and that you will get return on investment. Right, getting back into where do you find the research? Where do you start doing your own research? Right here on the platform, you'll see at the bottom of the company that you're considering, you'll see there are three options. There's Yahoo Finance Research, there's Business Live Finance Research or Business Live Research, and then our research. Our research is obviously the guys at EasyEquities loading information about what you can find on this specific one. It is right at the top, you can see that this is a local tech giant, and this tech giant is Lekker. NASPERS and processed tech stocks come in all shapes and sizes, from small cap stocks who drive innovation to the giants that set the tone for. And then this was posted in 3 September 2020. You can go read more about that. The young Warren Buffett of Botawil, Henu Nel, you'll see what he says about NASPERS and all the other information that is available on the EasyEquities platform. If we go back to NASPERS, we'll scroll to the bottom again and see that there is an option for Yahoo Finance. On Yahoo Finance, you'll see a lot of other information about NASPERS. You'll see it says npn.jo, which means it's listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. You'll see here, scrolling down to the bottom, that the previous close, the current open, the bid, the ask price, the days range, the 52-day range, the current volume being trading, so that's 320,000. That's not a lot, since you can see that the average volume is 1.1 million. That means the people investing in it at the moment. The market cap is 1.23 trillion. The PE ratio is 1.7 thousand. EPS is 170. Earnings date is June 21. So last week they would have declared what their earnings were. Forward dividend and yield is 5.8, which is 0.2%. The ex-dividend date, or the previous dividend date, was 25th of November 2020. And then you can see what's been said in the news about NASPERS on Yahoo Finance right here. You'll find similar information on Business Live. Then NASPERS Limited NPN. This was posted on the 28th of June. There's an intraday delayed. Prices at least 50 minutes delayed. Sourced JSE Limited. Nature of the business was founded in 1915, and all the other information that you can find about NASPERS on Business Live. Now, before this video gets too long-winded, I'd like to end right there, since there is the same information available on any ETN, ETF, equity, unit trust, or anything that you want to get involved in, indexes or anything like this. All that kind of data and research is available right there on the app or on the platform, on the websites that you log into for the EasyEquities platform. Obviously, there's no time to go into specific details, but really this covers a fair amount of the things that are available on the platform, and hopefully this gets you going at some point to start doing your own research and not following someone else's signals only, but really learning for yourself on how to invest and how to select things that you'd like to invest in. I'd like to encourage you to take control of your finances and keep on doing the investments, and make sure that you understand the difference between trading and investing. I did a video in the past on that topic. I'll leave a link here and in the description as well again, about the difference between trading and investing and why I do both and not just one or the other. Thank you for watching to the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications for future videos. I'd like to suggest that you take a look at the rest of the content on this channel and see if there are other videos that might interest you. Leave a comment below. I'd really like to hear from you. It gives me some idea of what you're looking for next. In my next video, I'll probably look at something like sharing some information about easy properties and how that could potentially boost your investment portfolio and why you should consider it as a good investment. As always, be blessed. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.